Dear students, we have started sources of energy chapter, and yesterday we have studied about the fossil fuels. Okay, so today we will be studying about the thermal power plants and hydropower plants. So what do we understand by the thermal power plants? So in thermal power plants, the heat energy which is produced by burning of the fossil fuels. What were the fossil fuels? What were the example of the fossil fuels? They were the coal, petroleum and natural gas. So when these fossil fuels like coal, petroleum and natural gas, they are burned, they release certain heat energy, and this heat energy is used to heat the water. Okay, in thermal power plant, what is happening? The coal, petroleum or natural gas is burned, heat is liberated. It is obvious, after burning heat will be liberated, and this heat is captured and then it is used to heat the water and change it into the steam. Okay, the water is then changed into the steam, which rotates the turbines of the generator, and after the rotation of the turbines of the generator, the electricity is produced. So you can see over here the thermal power plant. You can see here these fossil fuels are burnt in the boiler. Okay, now this water moves into the boiler through the pipe, and the heat energy of the caused due to the burning of these fossil fuels is absorbed by this water and it is converted into steam. This steam energy is used to run the turbines of the generator, and when the turbines of the generator rotate, the electricity is produced. So this is the principle of the classic power plant, and that is thermal power plant. Okay, now let us move to hydropower plants. So like in thermal power plants, the heat energy was used, but in case of the hydropower plant, as the name itself indicates, water is used to produce the electricity. So now let us see how water is used to produce the electricity. So in hydropower plants, water from rivers are stored by constructing dams. Rivers are there, and then the construction of dams are done by the river side. Okay, if you have visited Uttarakhand, and if you have observed it, that many throughout the area of the Uttarakhand, many dams are being constructed across the Alaknanda, Bhagirathi river Ganga. Okay, so why these dams are constructed? Because in these dams the water from the river is stored, and then the energy is used to produce the electricity. Now let us see how this electricity is produced. So now the water which is stored in the dams, this water is allowed to flow down through the pipes, and when the water flows down through the pipes, it rotates the turbines of the generators, and again once the turbines of the generators start moving or rotating, it leads to the formation of electricity. Okay, now let us see this with the help of the diagram. So again, now you can see over here there is a figure of hydroelectric power plant. The river is there, and you can see a dam is constructed. Then when the dam is filled with water, its water is allowed to flow. This flow of water helps in the running of the turbines of the particular generator, and then this particular generator's turbine, when runs, it leads to the formation of the energy. Okay, and the power transmission cables are laid down so that this energy is transported to longer distances. Fine. So now let us see that what are the advantages and disadvantages of using these thermal power plants and hydropower plants. So first of all, in case of the hydropower plants, the first advantage is that the flowing water which we are using, it is the renewable source of energy, isn't it? It is always present. Water is always present and it is not going to diminish. Then next is that the electricity produced in the hydropower plant, it does not causes any pollution like it was in case of the thermal power plant. The burning was done of the fossil fuel, so it is obvious that when the things are burnt, it will lead to the formation of some carbon dioxide or maybe some harmful gases, and it can lead to the formation of, it can lead to the pollution. Then third advantage is the water stored in dams, it can be used to control the floods and for irrigation. Okay, the flood control can be done with the help of the water stored in the dams. Even the water stored in the dams can be used in irrigation by the formation of many canals. Okay, now next is disadvantages. So first of all, the disadvantage is to set up the power plants, it is a very costly affair. The initial cost of setting up of the power plants is very high. Okay, now next is the large areas of the land gets submerged and the decomposition of vegetation produces methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas. Okay, now what is happening whenever the construction of the dam is done, then what happens, large area of the land gets submerged. Like you must have heard the example of Tehri Dam. Okay, so now the place where Tehri Dam is located, it is known as New Tehri, and the old Tehri, which was the village, it got submerged under the Tehri Dam. So this is the social impact of, or the social drawback of construction of the dam, that the areas, the land areas become submerged, and the which can lead to the decomposition of large amount of vegetation, large amount of plants, and many important species of flora and fauna can get submerged. Okay, so this is a kind of loss and very important loss. Then again there is the social so this was the ecological disturbance which is caused due to the formation of the dams. The first one was the economic disturbance which is caused due to the formation of the dam, and third is the displacement of the people from large areas of land. Just now I told you that as the Tehri village is now submerged in the under the Tehri Dam, so large amount of people had to leave their original native places and they had to move to other places. So this is the social drawback of construction of the dam. So students, this question is asked in this form only in the board examination, that what are the drawbacks of construction of the dams, or disadvantages of construction of the dams, or disadvantages of hydropower plants. So first one is the economic drawback, second one was the ecological drawback, and third one is the social drawback. Okay students, so this frames a very important question in your board examination, and even many times the figures are also asked to draw the figures of thermal power plant or hydropower plant. And you can also see the NCERT figures also. If you are not comfortable with these figures, then you can very well see these figures in the NCERT, and if you find it okay, you can draw from that also, or you can understand from that also. Okay students, so we will stop here today. Thank you very much.